Now to the latest in the standoff between Russia and Ukraine. President Biden says he plans to send U.S. troops to Eastern Europe and NATO countries in the near future, as the U.S. and European allies work to dissuade Russia from possibly invading Ukraine. The announcement comes as Pentagon leaders warn that an invasion would be, quote, horrific for that country's civilian population. Christina Ruffini is at the White House with the latest. Christina, good morning.
Good morning, Dana. Keep calm, carry on, and stop saying imminent. That's the message the Ukrainian leader has for Western allies, even as 100,000 Russian troops are camped out on his country's borders.
Conflict is not inevitable.
But given the missiles and manpower Russia has positioned around Ukraine, U.S. defense officials say it has the capability to cause major damage.
And you can imagine what that might look like in dense urban areas, along roads and so on and so forth. It would be horrific.
More American weapons landed in Kyiv this week, where the U.S. has already greenlit the departure of non-essential staff and diplomats' families.
Our message now for any Americans in Ukraine is to strongly consider leaving.
In a passionate press conference yesterday, President Volodymyr Zelensky said the increasingly dire warnings from the U.S. and others aren't helping.
We don't need this panic.
Adding that Ukraine is not the Titanic, and the diplomats, like captains, should stick with the ship. But the State Department says the rhetoric reflects reality.
I'll be moving U.S. troops to Eastern Europe and the NATO countries in the near term.
The U.S. has 8,500 troops on standby, should they be needed by NATO allies. And the administration said this week it's having separate talks with individual European nations, in case NATO can't move fast enough. Meanwhile, in Kyiv, life under threat of Russian invasion goes on.
Do you think it's possible that the conflict could actually reach Kyiv?
I don't know. I don't have any information about it. So I'm just living my best life right now and hoping that everything will be okay.
Now, Russia, for its part, has also called the rhetoric hysterical and says it has no plans to invade. Russian President Vladimir Putin is currently reviewing the U.S.'s written response to Russian demands. The foreign minister said this week that although the U.S. didn't address Russia's main concerns, he did see places, small places in the document, where the two countries might be able to agree. Jeff?
Christina, thank you very much.